Hey everyone, before we dive in, if you're enjoying these real-life stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. I stepped into our house just as the sun was coming up, the muffled sounds of the party still drifting in from outside. Seeing her all evening, giggling and cozying up with some other guy, arms linked, that special smile she used to save just for me, lit a rage inside me I couldn't hold back anymore. My gut twisted, my anger surged, and suddenly, after years of doubt, everything became crystal clear. She acted like she was invincible, protected by her playful flirting, bold attitude, and constant laughs. I didn't rush to argue with her right away. I just shut the door and locked it, swapping the noisy chaos for total quiet. Her high heels tapped down the hallway, then paused. She knocked softly on the door, yelling my name, begging me to let her in. I stayed silent. The chilly stillness inside the house clashed hard with her bubbly, reckless vibe. By the time she figured out she was stuck outside, the reality of what she'd done was starting to hit her, and she had no clue that her behavior from that night was about to bring fallout way bigger than one rough morning. She kept phoning over and over, her voice starting to break with worry, but still laced with that leftover giggle, like she figured her sweetness could fix it all. I just listened without saying a word, taking in every bit of it. "Let me in," she begged. I didn't mean anything by it. I interrupted her once, steady and firm, telling her to quit calling. Each ring proved her lack of respect, her overconfidence, and her thoughtlessness. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make threats. I just took action. I started packing up her stuff, neatly dividing our lives with careful steps. Every folded top and paired shoe brought back how she'd ignored the lines she'd crossed. The guy she'd spent the whole night chuckling with didn't matter as much as the fact that she treated our marriage like it was there just to suit her moods. About 20 minutes went by. She rang again. This time, her tone trembled, not from amusement, but from real scare. And then, after I wouldn't respond, she let out a bombshell confession that flipped everything upside down, destroyed any remaining trust, and left her with nothing to say. She admitted she'd been keeping huge secrets for months. Deceptions, betrayals that went beyond simple flirting, including money choices she made alone, twisting things with our friends, and hidden emotional connections nobody saw coming. That laughing with the guy at the party had been her way of hiding from the shame she couldn't handle anymore. Every detail she shared felt like a punch to the heart. Bank accounts I never knew existed, funds she'd quietly taken, schemes she'd set up without telling me, and bonds she'd formed in secret. My fury turned to stunned disbelief as I took it all in. That's when she saw that her little game, smiling, charming her way out, brushing things off, had fallen apart against real steps, honesty, and responsibility. I didn't shout. I didn't plead. I didn't break down. I just stood there in calm understanding, letting her see the wreckage her hidden truths had created. The relationship we'd grown on mutual trust broke completely in that early morning light, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. I told her quietly that her giggles, deceptions, and disloyalty carried costs much greater than just feeling awkward. She tried to defend herself, to rationalize, to downplay it, but her excuses meant nothing against the proof she just handed over. Our home, once cozy and secure, now felt strange as I steadily untangled our shared life. Friends and people nearby would eventually catch bits and pieces, rumors about what went down that night. But the complete story stayed between us, painful, crushing, and permanent. She finally grasped how badly she'd misjudged everything. Her self-assurance cracked as she saw her world coming apart not from outbursts, but from steady, purposeful moves. Every call she placed, every effort to justify herself, just made the outcome feel more unavoidable. By sunrise, the party and all that laughing felt far away, like a bad dream that had ruined real life. And in that quiet, the full depth of the disloyalty, the damage, and the unavoidable payback sank deep into her, leaving her shaking, quiet, and completely vulnerable. The days that followed felt like gradual, fair retribution. She kept ringing, messaging, and begging, but I stayed quiet, letting the facts and my choices speak for themselves. Divorce documents got signed, possessions split up, and her world apart from our marriage started falling apart because of her own decisions. She noticed that friends, relatives, and co-workers were picking up on the gaps, the gossip, and the breakdown of the flawless picture she'd always shown. For the first time, she felt the real impact of her pride, her hidden actions, and her unfaithfulness. I didn't seek payback. The natural results of what she'd chosen were enough. Everything I boxed up, every paper I handled, every limit I set reminded her that things had shifted forever. My future, even hurt by the disloyalty, grew sharper, tougher, and more focused. She couldn't twist things, sweet talk, or wave it away anymore. The control she believed she had vanished entirely, forcing her to face a world she couldn't manage. A few weeks on, she tried contacting me once more, frantic for another chance, some understanding, or leniency. I picked up, speaking evenly without feeling, and explained that trust shattered on this scale couldn't just be fixed. She finally understood that her smiling, teasing, and facades had permanently altered it all. The guy from the party, that evening, and the secrets she'd revealed now seemed small next to the total collapse of the polished world she'd built. People close to her, friends, family, co-workers, started reacting to her deceit, changing how they saw her practically overnight. I kept rebuilding, centering on my calm, my self-respect, and what came next. I'd discovered that firm, composed steps against disloyalty work far better than outrage. The quiet I held on to acted as both protection and strength, showing that real influence comes not from talking, but from holding limits and keeping your worth intact. Months down the line, she remained on the outside of my world, observing from afar as the full effects of her choices played out. Her friendships broke apart. Her standing faded, and the ideal existence she'd shown off was now destroyed. I didn't rub it in. I didn't rejoice. I just moved ahead, tougher, more peaceful, and whole. Her calls and pleas for getting back together stopped completely, and quiet became her lesson. The chuckling that once marked her dominance disappeared, swapped for modesty, anxiety, and the harsh reality check. Our relationship, rooted in trust, finished not with fights, yelling, or drama, but with intentional steps, firm boundaries, and irrefutable honesty. She'd believed her appeal, schemes, and laughs could protect her. She found out too late that honesty, steady resolve, and valuing yourself set the true price of disloyalty. That morning that started in anger closed with clear vision. Her world broke apart, mine was taken back, and her quiet reflected the strength of one guy who wouldn't give in.